synthetic division method for finding roots. So in this video, we are going to learn how to find the roots with the help of synthetic division method. So let's take first example. It is a cubic equation. So in this case, first we need to find the solution by hit and try. Now how to find the hit and try solution? So first step, observe the constant term and then find its divisor. The divisor of 4 are 1, 2, 4 along with its negative 1. First, we observe whether any number out of this one is the solution of this equation. So we start with the minimum number 1 and minus 1. So let's start with x is equal to minus 1. When you put x is equal to minus 1, what you are getting in this case? Is this is equal to 0? No. So clearly x is equal to minus 1 is not the root of this equation. Let's take x is equal to 1. So when you take x is equal to 1, in this case we get 1 minus 1 minus 4 plus 4. Now this is 1 minus 1 is 0, minus 4 plus 4 is 0. So overall we are getting 0. It means x is equal to 1 is one of its solution or x minus 1 is one of its factor. Now we need to find the rest of the solution, means rest two values of x, or we can say the two factors of this polynomial. So for that we will use the synthetic division method. So we will divide this polynomial by the factor x minus 1. So for that x is equal to 1 is one of its solution. So we will keep 1 as it is. Then we will take the coefficient. As it is a cubic equation, so we have 4 coefficient over here starting with the highest order. So that is the x cube coefficient, that is 1. Coefficient of x square is minus 1. Coefficient of x is minus 4. Then constant term. Next, take this number as it is. Then product these two numbers. And whatever the answer is, keep the result over here. So in this, the product of 1 and 1 is 1. Add these two numbers. When you add this, you will get 0. Again, repeat the same procedure. Product these two numbers and put the result over here. In this case, the product is 0. Now add these one, minus 4. Repeat the same procedure. Multiply 1 with minus 4. That is minus 4. Keep the result over here. And then add. We have 0. So once you are getting a 0, means it is a remainder when x minus 1 divides this polynomial. In case you are not getting a 0, either you have chosen the incorrect factor or incorrect root, or you have made the mistake in the calculation. So from here, we will write the quadratic equation. It is a cubic equation. Next, we will have a quadratic equation from these coefficients. So the first coefficient is a coefficient of x square, that is 1. Coefficient of x is 0. And the constant term is minus 4. So now put it as equal to 0. Find the root for this one. So it is the x square minus 4 is equal to 0. Now we can write it as x square minus 2 square is equal to 0. So this implies x minus 2, x plus 2 is equal to 0. So this implies either x minus 2 is equal to 0 or x plus 2 is equal to 0. From here we are getting the value of x is equal to 2, and from here x is equal to minus 2. So we have three solution as one solution is x is equal to 1, second is 2, and the third solution is minus 2. So in this case, it has a 3 roots, that is 1, 2 and minus 2. Let's take second example. In this case, again we will find the solution by hit and trial because it is a cubic equation. So find a number that divides 6. So what are the divisor? That is 1, 2, 3, 6 or minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 6. So out of these 8 numbers, we find which one is the solution of this equation. For that, let's start with x is equal to 1. When you put x is equal to 1, what do you have on the left hand side? It is a 1 minus 2 minus 5 plus 6. So 1 minus 2 minus 5 plus 6, this is equal to 0 because this is a minus 7 and this is a plus 7. So it means x is equal to 1 is one of its solution. Then we will find a quadratic equation with the help of this one. How you will find that? Collect the coefficients starting with the cube. So it is a cubic polynomial. So it means we have 4 coefficients. So starting with the x cube. Coefficient of x cube is 1. Coefficient of x square is minus 2. Coefficient of x minus 5. And the constant term is 6. Now place the solution over here. This number is as it is. Product these two 1, that is 1. Keep the answer over here. Add these two, minus 1. Product these two numbers, minus 1. Add these two 1, we get minus 6. Multiply this with this, we get minus 6. Add these two, this is 0. Now from here the quadratic equation is x square minus x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now it is a quadratic equation. So we either will find the factor or we can also use the formula to find the solution of quadratic equation. Suppose this is the general quadratic equation. In this case the roots are written as minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4 into a into c divided by 2 times of a. Either you can apply this formula or we can create a factor. How to create that factor? So find a number whose product is 6. So we have a two option 1 and 6 as well as a 2 and 3 along with its multiples. So we need a negative integer. So it means minus 1 6 or minus 6 1 or minus 2 3 or 2 minus 3. But make sure when you add these two numbers, you are getting a minus 1. So when you add this one, you will get 5. In this case, minus 5. In this case, plus 1. When you add these two numbers, minus 1. So we use this one to create a factor by splitting the middle term. So we can write this as is equal to x square minus 3x plus 2x minus 6 is equal to 0. So now take x common. This is x, x minus 3 plus 2, x minus 3 is equal to 0. So this implies x plus 2 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. So from here, what we are getting? X plus 2 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. So we have either x plus 2 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 is equal to 0. So this implies x is equal to minus 2 or x is equal to 3. So initially we have one root as x is equal to 1 and now we have two roots x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to 3. So for this case the solutions are x is equal to 1, minus 2 and 3. So let's take another example. Right now it is a power 4 equation. For that we will repeat the same procedure. So while hit and try we will find one of the solution. Now it has a constant term as a 4. Now what are the divisor of the 4? That is 1, 2, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 4. So find one of its solution by hit and try. Put x is equal to 1. So when you put x is equal to 1, we have 1 minus 5 plus 4. Now this is equal to 0. This means x is equal to 1 is one of its solution. So we will repeat the same procedure. We will take 1 as it is. Now it's a power 4 polynomial. So power 4 polynomial means we have 5 coefficients. So starting with x raised to power 4. So x raised to power 4 coefficient is 1. What is the coefficient of x raised to power 3? In this case we have 0. Coefficient of x square minus 5. Coefficient of x 0. Next is constant. Constant term is plus 4. Now take this number as it is. Product these two 1, that is 1. Add these two number 1. Product these two 1, 1. Add these two number minus 4. Product these two number minus 4. Add these two number minus 4. 1 into minus 4, that is minus 4. Add these two number 0. So we are getting a remainder as a 0. So it is a power 4 polynomial. So now we will get a cubic equation from here. So whose coefficient starts with x cube coefficient as a 1, and this is the coefficient of x square, that is plus x square. Coefficient of x is minus 4. Then last term is the constant. Minus 4 is equal to 0. Now again it is a cubic equation. Find its solution by hit and try. The constant term is 4. Again the divisors are these. Start with x is equal to 1. When you take x is equal to 1, we have 1 plus 1 minus 4 minus 4. Now this is not is equal to 0. Check for x is equal to minus 1. When you put x is equal to minus 1, what we have? This is a minus 1. In this case, plus 1. When you take minus 1 over here, this is a plus 4 minus 4. So this number is cancelled with this one. This number is cancelled with this one. Hence, we are getting as a 0. So this implies x is equal to minus 1 is one of its vector. We will repeat the same procedure for x is equal to minus 1. Then 1, now we will take x is equal to minus 1 in the same table. Repeat the same procedure. So when you repeat this one, so this 1 is as it is. Product these two 1, minus 1. Add these two 0. Minus 1 into 0 is 0. Add these two 1, minus 4. Product these two 1, 4. Add these two 0. So again we are getting a remainder as 0. Now we get quadratic equation. So from here quadratic equation is x square plus 0x minus 4 is equal to 0. So we have x square minus 4 is equal to 0. We can also write it as x square is equal to 4. Take square root on both sides. Whenever we are taking a square root, automatically we are getting as a plus minus form. So root of 4 is 2. So we have the two values plus minus 2. So how many roots are there for this one? There are 4 roots because the highest power is 4. And the roots are, in this case, are x is equal to 1. That is written over here. The next root is minus 1. Its next root is plus 2 and minus 2. So these are the 4 roots in this case. Next example, let's find the roots of this equation. So again we will use a hit and try to find the solution. So let's start with x is equal to 1. When you put x is equal to 1, so we have 4 minus 12 minus 1 plus 27 minus 18. Is this is equal to 0? So you can check it. 4 plus 27 is a 31. So this is minus 13 minus 18. Yes, this is equal to 0. So one of its solution is x is equal to 1. So we will repeat the same procedure as a synthetic division method. So power 4 polynomial is here. It means there are 5 terms starting with the highest coefficient 4, then cubic, then square, then x, and then constant. Take this number as it is. Multiply these two 1, that is the 4. Add this one minus 8. Multiply these two, that is minus 8. Add these two minus 9. Multiply this minus 9. Add these two 18. 1 into 18 is 18. And finally we are getting as a 0. Next we are writing the cubic equation from here. We have x cube coefficient as a 4. Then minus 8x square. This is a coefficient of x and this is the constant term. Now again we are getting the constant term as a 18. So start with 1. So when you put x is equal to 1, so 4 minus 8 minus 9 plus 18. So you can check it. This is never be is equal to 0. So if you take x is equal to minus 1, we have minus 4 minus 8 plus 9 plus 18. Again we are not getting a 0. So it means x is equal to 1 and minus 1 are not the root of this equation. Now take x is equal to 2. When you take x is equal to 2, so this is 4 into 2 cube is 8 minus 8 into 2 square is 4 minus 9 into 2 is 18 plus 18. So this is 4 into 8 is 32 minus 8 into 4 is again 32. So this number is get cancelled with this one. Minus 18 plus 18 again get cancelled. So this is equal to 0. So it means x is equal to 2 is one of its solution. Repeat the same procedure. Put x is equal to 2 over here. Now this number as it is, that is 4. 2 into 4 is 8. Add these two 1, 0. 2 into 0 is 0. Add these two 1, minus 9. 2 into minus 9 is minus 18. Again we are getting a 0. From here we will write the quadratic equations. Quadratic equation we have 4x square plus 0x minus 9 is equal to 0. So this implies 4x square minus 9 is equal to 0. So this further implies 4x square is equal to 9. This implies x square is equal to 9 by 4. Take square root on both sides. X is equal to plus minus root of 9 by 4. So that is equal to plus minus 3 by 2. So in this case, we have 4 roots as x is equal to 1, then x is equal to 2, then plus 3 by 2 and minus 3 by 2. For practice, solve these two questions and write the answer in a comment section.